Hey, it's Max here. So in this video, I want to explain you everything about custom fields. So what is a custom field? What do you use it for? What kind of types of custom fields do you have? And how do you set a custom field? And how do you use custom fields in conditions for conditional content? Okay, let's dive into this. It's really lots of fun, and this will really take your chatbot from here to there. Okay, so a custom field is a bit hard to explain, but really simply said, it's a little field, a little thing that you can save data in. So you can save something in there that your subscriber set, or you can set it yourself to a certain value. So you can save values in custom fields. So you, for example, have email custom fields, and then you can save emails in it. I will show you in a bit how it works, and then you'll just see what it is and also what you use it for. So you have a few different types of custom fields. So you have a text custom field, you have a number custom field, you have a date, and you have a date and time custom field, and also a true or false custom field. So let's just dive into it. Let's go to ManyChat, and then I can just show you how you can create all this. So when you log into ManyChat, you can go to the settings, the bot settings, and then you can go over to custom fields. And then, as you see here, I already have lots of custom fields that I created in my bot. You probably don't need that many. Most people have enough at like 4 or 5 or 6 or even less, and that's totally fine. So here's some examples what I'm using it for. So I, for example, have an address custom field, which is a text type. I have a base in AU custom field, so here I check if somebody is from the AU because of the GDPR law. Then I have a BMI custom field, which is a number, and this is for one of my tutorials where I show you how you can make calculations in ManyChat with numbers. Same with the calculator. I have a current day text field, so this is a current day that was triggered by Zapier when needed, so I can say like, hey, have a nice Friday, something like that. I have a date and time custom field, email custom field, like all kinds of things. So how do you create a custom field? So when you go over to this button, it's really simple. You can just give it a name, and then you can select the type that you want. So a text type you can basically store anything in, like really everything. A number field, you can only save numbers in, only digits. So if somebody says like a word, then it cannot be stored in there. And the date and time field can only be date and times be stored in a certain format. I'll also show you that. And we have the true or false field. I don't use this so often, but you can use it if you like, to check if something is true or false. And then if something does a certain action, you can set it to true, for example. And then you can add a description as just for yourself, so you get a good overview. So let's just play around with this in Inflow. So I'm going to call this experimenting with custom fields. So we go to the flow builder, and yeah, what do we do? So let's set a custom field. So I want to set a custom field with a length. What is your, I think you say height. What is your height? And like this, if you're going to ask like this, then nothing will happen there, because we have to do a user input field. So we're going to delete the old one. So we have here, what is your height? Free keyboard input. And this free keyboard input is very important because it allows us to save a value to the custom field. So then we have the reply type, and the reply type in this case is a number. So people have to reply with a number, and otherwise it's going to reply with another message that the message was invalid. So don't confuse the reply types with the custom fields. So these reply types help ManyChat determine if what kind of response they can expect from someone. And some custom fields also have additional cool features like the email address that the quick reply is already populated. I will show you that in a bit. So let's do the number, and we're going to save the response to a custom field, and the custom field is called length. So then we have this. I'm going to say, what is your height in centimeters? And I'm going to say thanks. So we're going to save this. We're going to preview this in Messenger, and then I'm going to log in to Messenger. Alright, so don't look at all this here. I was testing this earlier also. So this message down here is, what is your height in centimeters? So I'm going to say, okay, I'm 182 centimeters, and then it says thanks. So we can go over to my profile now. So we go to audience, and then we go to Max. And then if you scroll down now, then at the bottom you see the custom fields of your subscribers. So I have quite a lot of custom fields, as you already saw. So you see here that the length custom field is now stored as the custom field, or in the custom field. So now you can use this number for to like segment your audience, or to reply with a certain message. So you could, for example, also output the message again. Your height is, you can say here, so here we have so now here we are using the custom field in a message. So let's preview it quickly so you can see how it works. So I'm going to clear this screen quickly, and then I'm going to click preview. What is your height in centimeters? So let's say 185 now, then you can see that it changes. So that says, thanks, your height is 185 centimeters. Cool. So what else can we do with this? So let's create a condition, and in the condition we're going to use the value of a custom field. We're going to check the value. So here we have length, and because it's a number field, we can check if it's greater than or equal, less than or equal, and all these other things. So we can, for example, say here, is greater than 190 centimeters. That's really big. I'm not sure if that's proper English to say it like that, but who cares? So you could say, okay, what is your height? And if somebody says a number that's greater than 190, then it says, wow, that's really big. And now in another condition, we're going to check if the person is really small. I would not recommend to use this, by the way, because I don't think somebody would like it. So now we say less or equal than 150. And then we say here, that's really small. That's really small. I don't think this is so nice to say to people, but it's fine. Now, to end the message, we say talk soon. So let's publish it, let's preview it, and then you can see how we're going to use the values of the custom fields in conditional content. So what's your height in centimeters? Okay, so now I'm going to say that I'm a giant. I'm like 195 centimeters. Thanks, your height is 195 centimeters. That is really big. You see what just happened? Because the value was greater than 190, it output, that's really big. And this is just, these are simple examples, but you can customize your whole bot based on stuff like this. So let's also try it really small, so 120 centimeters. And then thanks, your height is 120, that's really small. So you see how cool this is. So this is a number custom field. Now I want to show you that I know most people are really excited about, probably also you, so that you can collect email addresses really easy in Messenger. So I can ask here, what is your email address? And then I'm going to click here the user input field. And the free keyboard input, if you would leave it to text, I can show you. So we're going to move the starting step here, so this will not be active. We're going to preview it, and now you'll see that nothing will show up. It will just say, what is your email address? So what we want to do is, you want to select the free keyboard input, you want to make the reply type an email address. And this is really cool. I will show you in a bit. I'm going to remove the skip button, and I'm going to save the response to a custom field. This is really easy to forget, but if you forget it, then you cannot store it to a custom field. So that would be too bad. And then I'm going to say, OK, I'll send your checklist to, and then I'm going to again use a custom field like the text in my message. Smiley. Okay, let's preview it. So now you will see that is going to preview my email address. It's really cool, right? So here you say, what is your email address? And people only have to click the bubble. So don't look at this weird email address of mine. I use like unique email addresses for every website I sign up for, so that if they sell my data, then I know who I should hunt down. So if you click this, then it will be saved to a custom field. So this email address that was like pre-filled is the email address that is associated with their Facebook account. So that can also be a Gmail address or a Hotmail address, like just like the email address they use to sign up for Facebook. So it's really cool, and they can also type something else instead. So here I said, oh, I'll send you the checklist to, and then I use what we just typed, what we clicked. And you can go further with this. So we can continue to another step, and then we can also use conditions here together with the custom fields. So we can check, for example, if the email contains, and this is really ninja trick, if it contains Gmail. If yes, then we are going to say, oh, please keep in mind to also check your promotion folder. It might, because it often ends up in there with Gmail. See how relevant it is, Gmail. So, okay, so does the user match all the conditions, all the following conditions? Email contains Gmail. If yes, then we go there. If it's not, then we're going to check if the condition, if it contains, let's go down here, email address contains Hotmail. And then we're going to copy this message, and then we say yes, and then we say Hotmail. And you could even add like buttons, go to Hotmail, so that people can immediately check their inbox, right? So if not, then we're just going to say toxin. Okay, so we're going to publish it, we're going to preview it, and then you'll see that what is your email address. So we have this quick reply here because this is my email address for my Facebook account. But in this case, I'm going to say a random email address that I'm making up that I don't have, by the way. So I'm going to say this. Oh, I'll send you your checklist to maxverkollenburg@gmail.com. Please keep in mind to also check your promotion folder, because it often ends up in there with Gmail. Super relevant, right? So you can use this on like multiple places in your bot, and next time you ask for someone's email address, before you do that, you can even check if it has any value. Email address, email has any value. So if it does not have any value, then you're going to ask for the email address, and if it does, then you're going to say, oh, I'll send your checklist to your email address. So let's go here. So we can go to audience, and then down here you see that my Gmail address is in here now. So I moved the starting step over here. So I'm going to check if the email has any value. Preview, and it says, oh, I'll send you your checklist to maxverkollenburg@gmail.com. So that's some really cool things that you can use conditions for in combination with custom fields. So I want to show you one more thing that I think is also really cool that you probably also like is when would you like to make a reservation for? Please click the button below. So we have to create the user input field. I'm going to delete the old one. And this time we're going to do the reply type and we're going to do a date and time. So we're going to create a button, select date and time. So this custom field is a little bit different, or this reply type, because it will display a button here instead of the people can type. They can also type, but if they click the button, then they can actually click a date and time, and it will be saved to this custom field, date and time. So we're going to hit publish, and then we're going to hit preview. So I moved the starting step over here, right? So we have this message: when would you like to make a reservation for? Select date and time. And as you see here now, we have the day picker. I'm going to say the 9th of June at 2 p.m. And then now, because I don't have a confirmation message, it's like after this line will it be, but if you go to my profile, then you can see that the date and the time is saved to a date and time field. Just notice it's only a different time zone than where I am in. I'm in UTC +2, so you might want to convert the date and time with Zapier. You can do that with Formatter by Zapier if you like. It's a bit more advanced. So this is really cool. Custom fields, just some examples of things you can do with this. I think custom fields really make your chatbot a lot smarter because you can ask questions, you can save questions, you can check if certain answers have certain words. Then you can also tag them based on those answers and custom fields. And you can use custom fields in conditions to make your bot smarter, to check, for example, if they have a Gmail address, a Hotmail address, if they're either small or if they're really big. And you can also use conditions, for example, for the date and time field to check if it's after or before a certain date. So this is really cool. So just play around with this. Open ManyChat, start building some flows, and just play around with the email address, with the date and time picker, with some number fields, and then you will see all the possibilities. And in the mastery course, I also explain lots of advanced strategies, how you can go really deep in this to make a truly advanced and really smart messenger bot. Alright, we'll talk soon. If you have any questions about this, please ask them in the mastermind and I will get back to you personally. Okay, we'll talk soon.